roller coaster. You kept me waiting for a fall.
So one of the cool things about us as a band is we have such different taste and different influence in our style and in what we love. So I mean, for instance, I'm a huge Led Zeppelin fan. I know the Jimmy Page playing a Les Paul is just like the coolest thing ever. I love their videos of them back in the 70s, and they were just such an inspiration, you know, in rock music for me.
I'm so in love with you, my mind is set on you. This time and every time, I just can't get enough of you. And when
I think one person who inspired me to get out there and be a musician is Prince. I mean, he's such a versatile musician. He can play so many instruments, and I listened to a lot of R&B, but as a child I used to watch a lot of Prince videos with my dad, and he just made me want to become a rock star.
Here with you, if they knew I was here with you.
Growing up, I listened to a bunch of music that my dad liked, and I grew to love the blues. I love Stevie Ray Vaughan. I love like Muddy Waters, you name it. Son House, I loved all of them. But right now I'm really into Jason Mraz and Jack Johnson. Like those guys, their music speaks to me. You know, they're more storytellers than musicians, and I really love it.
When I was in 5th grade, my dad was the first person that pretty much inspired me to pick the guitar up. I was really curious, and one day I went underneath my parents' bed and I found my dad's old guitar and his dusty and everything like that. And I'm like, Dad, how come you've never shown me this before? I didn't know you played guitar. And he pretty much hasn't put it under his bed ever since. He's been teaching me, and he sent me on my way, and he taught me, like, you know, chords and like theory, and he really set me on my road to be a musician. So it's pretty cool.
Making our first album was such a learning experience. We were learning how to record, how to write songs, how to take songs from a record and play them live. It was just a whole different thing for us, and so we learned a lot, and we had such a good time.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I mean, when we started out, we were recording songs in Nathan's bedroom on a computer, and now we're working in studios with real producers and like all this amazing equipment. It's 10 times crazier than anything we could have ever imagined like a couple years ago.
I think the fact that it's what we love doing doesn't make it work. It doesn't make it stressful. It doesn't make it like a struggle. It's just something we all love doing, and, you know, because we definitely worked at it really hard, and, you know, it's progressing. It sounds great. Digging it.
We won't sleep till 3 in the morning. This song speaks and it's singing the real thing. It feels like we're living a dream, but tonight we're gonna make this one right.
I think I'm most proud of the blend of the whole album. I think I was worried that I'd write a bunch of songs and they'd be random and wouldn't make any sense together, but I think our album makes sense and it tells a story, and it tells about us, just the whole thing. And so I'm really excited that we were able to, you know, pretty much complete a thought in an album. I think that's really cool.
I'm definitely proud that we were able to write the songs that we wanted to write. We definitely worked really hard. We've been working on the album for about like 6 months, and we came up with, you know, 7 solid songs, and it's just, you know, seeing your album like in stores or just anywhere, and knowing the fact that people actually go out and buy it is like the most rewarding thing as a musician. I feel like, you know, people that are musicians that are doing the same thing that we're doing can definitely relate to that, and they know exactly how that feels.
I mean, an album has been a goal of ours that we've had since the beginning. Like, yeah, we've been in the studio for 6 months, but we've really been working on this album since even before the band began. Like, some of the songs that are on the album have been with Allstar Weekend for almost 3 years now. So really, it's kind of like a catalog of our journey that we've been on for the last 3 years.
Burn the light that makes the city sway. When we set the stage, we can dance forever.
I've been playing with Nathan for 5 years, and he's always played Gibson guitars. It just got that tone and that feel that's just so identifiable.
I've been stopping at green lights. Got lost on my way home. I'm sleepwalking at night. Put my shirt on inside out. Umbrella in the sun. My head up in the clouds. My friends.
For me, there's really no comparison. It's when you play a Gibson guitar, it's like you. You know what I mean? Like the guitar I play, it's like Cherry Sunburst, Les Paul, and it's amazing. And it just like I wouldn't want to be playing anything else. It's just like the guitar is made. It's shaped for everything I want to do with it, and the sounds I want to make, and the songs I want to write.
I remember the first band we were in. I remember you had an Epiphone, and I remember thinking it was so cool because I had some Costco guitar that sounded horrible, and it was just embarrassing. And he had this awesome Epiphone. It was 3 steps up from mine, and just sounded so good, and it looked so cool. And you had that cool guitar strap with the Uncle Sam on it. I remember just thinking how cool it was, and I remember when you stepped up from Epiphone to a real Gibson and how much better that sounded and what a progression that was. So it's just been really cool to see it over the years.
I've come out with love, captive by the fun. I'm sick and I feel confused. I know it's you. Come out with love, I can't get enough. I'm sick and I feel confused. I know it's you. Come out with love.
So we've been on the road for about 2.5 months now. You know, it's been the best experience ever. We just released a new single, and coming up, we're releasing a new album on October 19th called Suddenly Yours. And right after that, we're going back on the road. I mean, we can't get enough of touring. It's so much fun. So I think what's in the future of Allstar Weekend is a lot of new music, a lot of shows, and a lot of fun. We're going to make some memories.
We've come down with love.